Good morning, students. Welcome back to 15th part of new series of video lectures which comprises MCQs on English literature from Anglo-saxon to 20th century. And I hope it will be very helpful for your upcoming TGT, PGT and UGC-NET exams along with other English teachers recruitment exams. Okay, now let's start. Which of the following poem by William Collins laments the passing of a contemporary poet? Option A is How Sleep the Brave. Option B, Ode on the Death of Mr. Thompson. Option C, Ought to Fear. And option D, The Passion and Ode for Music. So, Ode on the Death of Mr. Thompson, published in 1749, is composed by William Collins. In this poem, the poet laments the passing of a contemporary poet, Mr. Thompson. The ode begins with the line, In yonder grave a druid lies. Here, correct option will be D. Ode on the death of Mr. Thompson. Okay, now next question is which of the following poem by William Collins explores the nature of poetic inspiration and the role of fancy in the creative process? Let's see the options. Option A is Ode to Evening. Option B, Persian Eclogues. Option C, Ode on the Poetical Character. And option D, A Song from Shakespeare's Cymbeline. Let me explain it. The poem Ode to Evening was written by William Collins. The Persian Eclogues, a collection of four pastoral poems published in 1742, is a poem by William Collins. Ode on the Poetical Character, published in 1746, is written by William Collins. This poem explores the nature of poetic inspiration and the role of fancy in the creative process. A Song from Shakespeare's Cymbeline is a poem by William Collins. Here, correct option is C. Ode on the Poetical Character. Ode on the Poetical Character by William Collins explores the nature of poetic inspiration and the role of fancy in the creative process. All right. Now let's see next question. The tripartite pattern of strophe, antistrophe, and epode are examples of option A Pindaric ode, option B Horatian ode, option C irregular ode, and option D none of these. So the tripartite pattern of strophe, antistrophe, and epode are examples of Pindaric ode. Here correct option will be 2. Alright, now let's see next question. Which of the following poem by Thomas Gray is an example of Pindaric ode? Option A is Ode on the Spring. Option B, Ode on the Death of a Favorite Cat. Option C, Hymn to Adversity. And option D, The Progress of Poesy. So Thomas Gray wrote two Pindaric odes, The Progress of Poesy and The Bard. He also wrote other odes, but these two are especially in Pindaric form, which imitates the structure and style of the ancient Greek poet Pindar. So your correct option will be D, the progress of poesy. Next question is The Traveller or a Prospect of Society, published in 1764, is a philosophical poem by option A Thomas Gray, option B Thomas Rowley, option C Thomas Chatterton, and option D Oliver Goldsmith. So, The Traveller or A Prospect of Society, published in 1764, is a philosophical poem by Oliver Goldsmith. Here, correct option will be D. All right. Now, let's see next question. Match the following works with their poets. So, here, London, William Cowper, an elegy on the death of a mad dog, Charles Churchill, The Vanity of Human Wishes, Samuel Johnson, The Prophecy of Famine by Scott Pastoral, Oliver Goldsmith, Table Talk, Samuel Johnson. Here, London, published in 1739, a poem in imitation of the third satire of Juvenal, is a poem by Samuel Johnson about the corruption, hypocrisies, and vices of the people of London. An elegy on the death of a mad dog is a satirical poem by Oliver Goldsmith. The Vanity of Human Wishes, published in 1749 by Samuel Johnson, is a poem about human desires and ambitions. The Prophecy of Famine by Scott Pastoral, published in 1763, was written by Charles Churchill. Table Talk, published in 1782, is a poem by William Cowper. So your correct option will be D. A fifth, B fourth, C third, D second, and E first. All right. Now let's see next question. Who composed the poem God Made the Country? Option A, William Cowper. Option B, Alexander Pope. Option C, Thomas Gray. And option D, William Wordsworth. So the poem God Made the Country is composed by William Cowper. Here correct option will be A. Now let's see next question. The Diverting History of John Gilpin is a humorous ballad composed by option A, Alexander Pope, option B, John Dryden, option C, William Cowper, and option D, Samuel Johnson. Here correct option is C, William Cowper. The Diverting History of John Gilpin is a humorous ballad composed by William Cowper. Okay, now next question is, who admired George Crabbe's poetry and called him nature's sternest painter, yet the best? Option A, Edmund Burke. Option B, Dr. Johnson. Option C, Lord Byron. And option D, Alexander Pope. So Lord Byron admired Crabbe's poetry and called him nature's sternest painter, yet the best. Here, correct option is C, Lord Byron. Okay, now next question is, The Idiot Boy and The Leech Gatherer are works by option A, John Keats, option B, William Wordsworth, option C, Lord Tennyson, and option D, Matthew Arnold. So, The Idiot Boy and The Leech Gatherer are works by William Wordsworth. Here, option B will be correct. Okay, now next question is, which of the following poem is not composed by George Crabbe? Option A, The Village. Option B, The Paris Register. Option C, The Barrow. And option D, The Deserted Village. The Village is a narrative poem by George Crabbe, published in 1783. The Parish Calendar is a poem by George Crabbe, published in 1807. The Barrow is a collection of poems by George Crabbe, published in 1810. And The Deserted Village is a poem by Oliver Goldsmith, published in 1770. So here The Deserted Village is not composed by George Crabbe. Here correct option will be D, The Deserted Village. Alright, now next question is, which character in the Spectator Club is the cheerful, courteous country gentleman? Option A, Will Honeycomb. Option B, Sir Andrew Freeport. Option C, Sir Roger de Coverley. And option D, Captain Sentry. The character Will Honeycomb appears in The Spectator, a British periodical published from 1711 to 1712. Sir Henry Freeport is a character in the Spectator Club, a fictional group featured in essays by Richard Steele. Sir Roger de Coverley appears in the Spectator, a periodical publication by Joseph Addison and Richard Steele. The cheerful and courteous gentleman in the Spectator Club is Sir Roger de Coverley. So here correct option will be C. Sir Roger de Coverley is the cheerful, courteous country gentleman. Alright, now next question is match the following works with their authors. The Pilgrim's Progress, Afraben, Arcadia, Afraben, Incognita, William Congreve, Orinoco, Philip Sidney, The Fair Jilt, John Bunyan. So let me explain it. The Pilgrim's Progress from this world to that which is to come is a 1678 Christian allegory written by John Bunyan. The Countess of Pembroke's Arcadia, also known simply as the Arcadia, is a long prose pastoral romance by Sir Philip Sidney. Incognita or Love and Duty Reconciled, published in 1692, is a drama in the form of prose tale by William Congreve. Orinoco or The Royal Slave is a work of prose fiction by Afraben, first published in 1688 by William Canning. The Fair Jilt or The Amours of Prince Tarquin and Miranda is a short novella by Afraben published by Will Canning in 1688, a year before her death. Here correct option will be D. A fifth, B fourth, C third, D second, and E first. Alright. Now next question is who of the following does everything he can to get Pamela into his physical power? Option A, Mr. William. Option B, Mr. B. Option C, Jackie. And option D, Mr. Longman. So, Pamela or Virtue Rewarded is an epistolary novel first published in 1740 by the English writer Samuel Richardson. In this novel, Mr. B or Squire B, whose mother has employed Pamela as her maid, is bent first on seduction and then on rape. He does everything he can to get Pamela into his physical power. So your correct option will be B, Mr. B. Okay, next question is who does Clarissa Harlowe marry in Samuel Richardson's novel Clarissa? Option A, Robert Lovelace. Option B, John Belford. Option C, Roger Souls. And option D, none of these. So, in Samuel Richardson's novel Clarissa, or the history of a young lady, Clarissa doesn't marry to anyone, she dies unmarried. So, your correct option will be D, none of these. Okay, now next question is the last novel by Samuel Richardson is option A, Pamela or Virtue Rewarded, option B, Clarissa or The History of a Young Lady, option C, The History of Sir Charles Grandson, and option D, none of these. The last novel by Samuel Richardson was The History of Sir Charles Grandson, published in 7 volumes in 1754. It was his third and final novel, and he stopped writing fiction afterwards. So your correct option will be C. The History of Sir Charles Grandison. The History of Sir Charles Grandison is the last novel by Samuel Richardson. Okay, now let's see next question. The ideals that Samuel Richardson employs and manipulates in his novels are option A, prudence and virtue, option B, gentility and morality, option C, reputation and character, and option D, all of these. So the ideals that Samuel Richardson employs and manipulates in his novels are prudence and virtue, gentility and morality, reputation and character. So here correct option will be D, all of these. Okay, now next question is, which of the following novel by Henry Fielding is written in imitation of Cervantes, author Don Quixote? Option A, Shamla, published in 1741. Joseph Andrews, published in 1742. Tom Jones, published in 1749. And Amelia, published in 1751. The novel Joseph Andrews, published in 1742 by Henry Fielding, is written in imitation of Cervantes' author Don Quixote. The novel parodies societal norms and expectations, particularly concerning virtue, honor, and class, like Don Quixote. So, here correct option will be B, Joseph Andrews. All right. Now let's see next question. In Northrop Frye's theory of literary modes, low mimetic refers to, here three statements are given and we have to find out which one is correct. All right. Now statement first is type of fiction where the hero is neither superior to other people nor to their environment. Statement 2 is they are ordinary individuals facing everyday challenges. Statement 3 is this mode often represents stories about ordinary people and their struggles. Let's see the options. Option A is statement first is correct. Option B statement second is correct. Option C statement third is correct. And option D statement first, second, and third are correct. So here all the three statements are correct. So option D will be correct here. Okay, now the last question of today's lecture is, what is central theme of Beggar's Opera by John Gay? Option A, moral corruption and hypocrisy. Option B, gender, love and marriage. Option C, class inequality and social injustice. And option D, all of these. So here all the options are correct. The Beggar's Opera is a ballad opera in three acts by John Gay, performed at Lincoln's Inn Fields Theatre, London in 1728 and published in the same year. The central theme of this play is moral corruption and hypocrisy at all levels of society. Here, B option will be correct. So, alright, students, that's all about today's class. In my next video lecture, I will talk about some more questions related to your exams. Till then, take care. Goodbye.